they've been sitting in the corner for, like, months now. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna get it out and wear them. They're very soft shirts. Guys, if you saw my video, like, months ago, I ordered the Lando Stan jersey. I got a box instead of, like, a little baggie. I was very confused. You can see it on, like, our TikTok page. And I was just like, what is this? And the Lando store couldn't explain what happened. UPS couldn't explain what happened. And, or was it, I don't even remember if it was UPS or if it was another shipping company. No, FedEx. And then, it was so random. Instead of getting the Lando Stan jersey, I got 5 of these Penguin brand shirts. I think it's called, like, the original Penguin, but anyways, moving on. Side story. Welcome to the episode.
What number are we on? Oh, 41! Dang! Oh my gosh. 11 more? And then 2 years? I'm sorry, where have the 2 years gone? Oh my god. Well, with that being said, we have 555 subscribers now! I never in a million years. Oh my gosh, we have 410 views on the Champions League video. I, in a million years, never would think that we would even have over 100 subs. So if you're new here, welcome to the chaos that is us.
It doesn't change.
Julie, you know what I realized? I've gone back and I've watched a couple of our old episodes. I don't typically use the intro. I don't know if you use our little intro video anymore. Okay.
Forget about it.
Well, I'm M. We've never introduced ourselves, I don't think.
I'm Julie. Hi.
Almost 2 years in.
We really need to start using the intro.
That's our bad.
I'll figure it out eventually.
You see it on the lives, I think, when we go live.
You do, yeah.
Speaking of which, we'll go live at some point this month. We're getting around to that. Life is life, so But yeah, main episode this week. Then we'll talk about racing. We're switching it up still, I think. Stupid statistics into racing. And then soccer. And then we'll wrap up with radar points, of course. Wow, I just said a lot there. Just ignore that. With that being said, if you're new here, leave a like, leave a comment of what brought you to the channel. We enjoy putting these videos together for you all. And this week, you will be getting an F1 video and a Champions League video again. So subscribe and turn on your post notifications in order to stay up to date with all of our latest videos. And of course, you can also check out the podcast on Spotify as well. However, we only have main episodes on Spotify, so if you want the extra bonus videos, you gotta go to YouTube to see those. So, yeah, we'll start off with stupid statistics.
Alright, guys, so we don't have a lot of stupid statistics this week. We had a lot last week, so if you want to hear some more stupid statistics, go check out our last episode. But our first thing is first time a country has won the triple crown of Olympic hockey. Women's gold, men's gold, and the Paralympic sled hockey. Goes USA, baby! USA. Also beating all Canada in the final.
I don't think that wording makes sense, but I'll roll with it.
Also all beating Canada in the final. Sorry, guys.
There we go.
It's been a long day. And then we have the Seattle Seahawks have won more games since the start of February than the Tottenham Spurs. Spurs have played 8 games since then.
And guess how many the Seahawks have played?
1.
Yep. Super Bowl.
But anyways, and then we have Fulham's and Tony Jedi Robinson and team. Sorry guys, Jedi Robinson becomes the 7th American to reach 150 Premier League appearances.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm still sick, so give me just 1 second. Okay. Moving on. And then we have Bayern Munich's goalkeeper, Sven Ulreich.
Yeah.
Made his first competitive appearance in 539 games. His last game was in September 2024. Yeah, because they're down. Like, all their goalkeepers keep getting injured.
Yeah, well, Neuer had that muscle tear like a week or 2 weeks ago. And then Jonas Urbig got a concussion last week against Atalanta. And so that put them down their main 2. And so this is our 3rd goalkeeper. And guess what? He also got injured this game. But he played the whole game. However, now he's unavailable until he recovers from this. And our U19 goalkeeper, the 4th one in line to play, is also out injured. So we have to start our U16 goalkeeper, I think, this week against Atalanta.
I guess we'll see how that goes. And then the new F1 team, Cadillac, had both their drivers finish a race before Red Bull or McLaren this season.
Moment of silence.
And then we have Aston Martin has completed almost twice as many laps as McLaren this season. Aston Martin has 105 laps and McLaren has 58 laps. If you guys want to see our like whole conversation on this last race and just our feelings about how the season is going, keep a lookout for our F1 video because just RIP to this season.
I can't do it. But look out for our F1 video.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna share my thoughts.
And then we have IndyCar opens its season with 3 different winners from 3 different teams. That's true.
Finally.
But speaking of IndyCar, let's go into racing.
Yeah, so we will talk about NASCAR and IndyCar. Since we just talked about IndyCar, we'll just start there. So we had an all-Honda podium with Andretti's Kyle Kirkwood. He picked up his 5th career street race win in Arlington. This was his 6th career win overall. He looked so fast and, had the safety car not come out with like 5 laps to go or something like that, he could have easily won by like 10 seconds. Like, his car was just that good. And then Chip Ganassi Racing's Alex Palou finished 2nd, and Andretti's Will Power finished 3rd for the first time with Andretti. Well, his first podium with Andretti, not his first 3rd place finish in a race. Anyways, sorry, my wording did not make sense there. But this was the first race ever held in Arlington, Texas, aka Jerry's World. I have to say it seemed like the drivers really liked the course and the paddock looked really nice. So that might have to end up on my bucket list, despite how much I don't like Jerry's World. But everyone seemed to love it there, so new bucket list item maybe. But aside from the top 3, Marcus Ericsson was our pole sitter. He finished 4th. Pennzoil Ward finished 5th, David Malukas 6th, Christian Lundgaard 7th, Scott Dixon 8th, Alexander Rossi 9th, and Marcus Armstrong 10th. Marcus Armstrong had a recovery drive. He actually started in the top 5, I want to say, but then he got a puncture or something went wrong with his tires, so he had to pit early. So this was a great recovery drive from him to be able to finish within the top 10. And now our points leader is actually Kyle Kirkwood, so hopefully he will be taking the fight to Alex Palou this season, or we can hope my McLaren boy, Pennzoil Ward, to come in and start stringing together some wins here. It seems to me like the car kind of fades later on in the race with 10 to 15 laps to go, which I'm not really happy about. But he has consistently placed 4th or 5th, so we can hold out some hope, hopefully, for it. But I don't know. I'd like him to get on the podium sooner rather than later, because I would like him to win. But anyways, that's besides the point. The next race for IndyCar will be at Barber, which is in Alabama, and that will be Sunday, March 29th. The time that I have in the notes is not right, so Julie, you'll have to put in a little graphic for this. And then we'll go over to NASCAR, where we had the Pennzoil 400 that was in Las Vegas. Our Stage 1 winner was Christopher Bell. Our Stage 2 winner was William Byron. And Denny Hamlin got his 61st career win. He was the 5th driver to win a race in 20 different seasons. So, But Chase Elliott finished 2nd, William Byron 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th, Ty Gibbs 5th, Chris Buescher 7th, Kyle Larson 8th, Chase Briscoe 9th. Wait, that's not right. Denny Hamlin 1st, Chase Elliott 2nd, William Byron 3rd, Christopher Bell 4th, Gibbs 5th, Chris Buescher 6th, Kyle Larson 7th, Chase Briscoe 8th, Bubba Wallace 9th, and Brad Keselowski 10th. So actually Brad Keselowski had a good recovery drive as well. The only thing that really hurt him this weekend was his qualifying pace, where he started 28th and he finished in the top 10. So clearly they learned something as the race went on, but had his qualifying been better, he probably could have finished higher. And then another thing I want to talk about with the NASCAR race is the Hendrick cars of Elliott, Byron, and Kyle Larson. Those 3 were okay in qualifying, I believe. But again, the stupid car, it seems to fade on Byron every single week, because we can get up to towards the front, we can start making a run, and then with 10 laps left, it starts to fade, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, that seems to be pretty frequent, that they're doing really great, the pace is great, and then towards the end, something happens and he gets knocked down.
Yeah, well, not even anything happened. There were barely any cautions in today's race. The only one that came out was from Connor Zilic, because he went into the back of someone and then he spun around on the course, but he was able to keep going, and that was the only caution of the race, I think. And the same goes with IndyCar. There was only one caution during the race. Actually, there was probably more than one caution in the NASCAR race, but that's besides the point. It was a pretty clean race. It was just, he was doing so good. He finally managed to start leading some laps. The fewest laps he had led was up into this point in the season was 2, and that was since 2020. So I've come to expect better things from than how he's been driving, and it's just frustrating for me to seeing him work his way all the way up there, and then the car just fades, and then it's he gets swallowed up. He didn't necessarily get swallowed up today, but still, I felt like he should have challenged a little bit more, in my opinion, today. But that's okay. Like, look at Kyle Larson, too. I felt the same way, because at one point, Larson was in second or something. And then, like, he finished, what? 7th. Like, what happened there? But I do know that Byron is one of the drivers staying to do some testing tomorrow in Las Vegas with the car. And I know the Chevys have new bodywork. So hopefully they will discover more and figure out how to better adapt the car. And we can get a William Byron win. And then I can actually be really happy about it. Oh, right. But the next NASCAR race will be at Darlington, and that's the Darlington 300, and that's next Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So, fun times. We'll have to see how the testing goes for the drivers that are staying behind to do the testing. But we'll go over to soccer now.
Okay, guys, so back at it again. So we have Serie A. Inter tie Atalanta 1-1. Juventus beats
Udinese. That's how I've been saying it.
I was like, I don't even know, man. I'm not gonna try. Juventus beats them 1-0. Napoli beats Lecce. Sure. 2-1, and AC Milan loses 1-0 to Lazio. What's up with AC Milan? They've just been.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew. I really wish I knew.
But then we have Inter Milan with 68 in first, AC Milan in second with 60, Napoli in third with 59, Como in fourth with 54, Juventus, I'm going to assume, advances to fifth with 53, and Roma drops to sixth with 51.
Yeah. Stinking Napoli was able to close that gap.
But to the Premier League, we have Man City ties West Ham 1-1. Liverpool ties Spurs 1-1. Arsenal beats Everton 2-0. Chelsea loses to Newcastle 1-0. And Man United beats Aston Villa 3-1. Arsenal is still in first with 70 points. Man City is in second with 61. Man United advances to third with 54. Aston Villa drops to fourth with 51. And Liverpool advances, I'm assuming, from sixth to fifth with 49.
Then we have La Liga, where we have Barcelona beating Sevilla 5-2, Real Madrid beating Elche 4-1, and Atletico Madrid beat 10-man Levante 1-0. They scored in the 8th minute, and the red card for Levante was in the 55th minute. So Barcelona are still atop of La Liga with 70 points, followed by Real Madrid with 66, Atletico with 57, Villarreal with 55, Real Betis with 44, and Celta Vigo has the last European spot in La Liga with 41 points. Nothing too noticeable there. And then we have the Bundesliga. So we have RB Leipzig losing 1-0 to Stuttgart. Dortmund beat Augsburg 2-0. Gladbach beat St. Pauli 2-0. And oh boy, you already know I'm already fired up. Julie, you'll have to insert screenshots of our text. Okay.
Sorry, I was reading a text message.
Speaking of which, you'll have to insert the text messages that I sent you about the Bayern game. 9-man Bayern tie, Leverkusen 1-1. Our red cards were in the 42nd and 84th minutes. I'm not happy about the second red, and I'm also not happy about the first red. but I can see how the first one was a red. I'm just annoyed with the fact that it was given as a yellow, and then it went to VAR, and then they overturned it from the yellow to the red. Like, yeah. If you had to use video review...
Are you really good at your job?
Yeah, it's like the same thing that happened in the Champions League when we were playing PSG on Luis Diaz, where he made that tackle. They originally gave a yellow, and then, like, after the fact, while they were reviewing the injury, they were like, hey, actually, let's use VAR because of how the player reacted. And yeah, it gives me PTSD of that. Anyways, that was the first red card. And then the second red card, actually, let's go in chronological order. And then we have halftime. And then we manage to equalize down a player. Luis Diaz scores our goal in the 69th minute. And then in the 84th minute, Luis Diaz gets a red card for simulation because it was his second yellow card. However, it was in simulation because, number one, he tripped over his own feet. So that's not simulating a dive. That's him actually falling to the ground. And then the second thing is that he also made contact with the other goalkeeper. So it's not like he went down on his own accord. He tripped over his feet and he made contact with goalie. So that's not simulation.
Man's gonna be laying in his bed tonight and just like, why did I do that?
Like, that's his second red card of the season. And I've disagreed with both of them. I don't know how you give them both as a red. But yeah, either way, we almost managed to equalize. We also had a goal ruled as a handball, even though, like, the arm was in a natural position, but whatever. So we could have won this game. We should have won this game. Let's be real here. Even with 9 men, we were still going forward, and we almost scored like 3 times. Like, what does that say about Leverkusen? They suck. Anyways, I was worried towards the end of the game because they did manage to score another goal, but it got it got overturned thanks to VAR. So that's the one good thing it did during the game, was overturn that goal. And honestly, I rewatched the goal, and without like the actual technology there, I thought the goal was onside. But VAR, it was literally like from here to here that he was offsides from our player's heel. And I was like, oh, well, thank our lucky stars for that. Like, that shouldn't have happened. But there we go. So, yeah, Bayern had 4 shots on target, 10 shots total, 56% of possession, and 1 corner. So with that being said, we're still top of the table with 67 points. Dortmund are in second with 58. Third is Hoffenheim with 50. They are tied with Stuttgart, who also has 50. Again, goal differential is the only reason that one is above the other. And then Leipzig is in 5th with 47, and Leverkusen has the last European spot with 45. And then we will have another Champions League episode out this week. We get the second leg to the round of 16, so we'll have to see who qualifies through, and we will say who everyone is now going to be playing. And let me just tell you, as we said earlier, I'm really nervous about our goalkeeper situation, but I will say I am proud because the goalkeeper that would be in goal is an American, German, dual national. So this could be good. This could be good. I'm trying to be really optimistic about this here. So I'm really, really hoping we can see some good things. I'm also hoping that they won't rush Jonas Urbig back from a concussion, especially like with how the game is evolving and how the goalkeeper needs to be playing. I feel like it's crucial to, like, let's get him back to full health before we even begin to be like, hey, let's throw you into some training. Like, let's not rush back from a concussion. But yeah, now we'll go on to, good grief, radar points.
So, first things first, we have my race. It was the Pennzoil 400. It was today, and the Chinese Grand Prix. Anyways, this was the Arlington 500 in Champions League round of 16. This week's race for me is the Goodyear 400, or I think it's the Darlington 300. I think there's two different names for it. I don't know, man. But it's this Sunday at 3 p.m., the 22nd. And then M's, I'll let her talk about hers.
Yeah, I got round of 16 because, again, but this is the second leg, so this is an even more crucial leg playing. We have a 1-0 tie between Galatasaray and Liverpool, and it will be played at Liverpool, so that's going to be pretty crucial. We have Chelsea PSG, that's 5-2 on aggregate, but it's going to be played at Chelsea, so we'll have to see if Chelsea can do anything. Leverkusen and Arsenal, probably one of the most talked about headlines, 1-1. That will be played at the Emirates, Arsenal's home stadium, so we'll have to see what happens there. Will Leverkusen be able to provide the upset? I hope so. And then we have Newcastle and Barcelona. That was also 1-1. This will be played at the Camp Nou, so we'll have to see how that plays out for Barcelona. And then, of course, Bayern, our home leg, 6-1. We are up on aggregate. Hopefully we can string together some good stuff. Real Madrid City, that's 3-0 on aggregate at the moment, and it's going to be played at City, so you never know. And Bode and Sporting Lisbon, that's 3-0, I believe, on aggregate. So, and that will be played at Sporting. And Atletico and Spurs, that's 5-2 on aggregate, I believe, and that will be played at Spurs. So we'll have to see how all those games play out and who will advance to play who, and it's just gonna be wild.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Let us know in the comments your radar points and what games you're looking forward to seeing, any of your opinions and thoughts of these last games, and if you're excited to see our F1 and Champions League videos this week. Don't forget to turn on our post notifications so you don't miss those videos, but also don't forget to subscribe. We are still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers now. We made it to 500, which was insane, and we're thankful to all the new subscribers. Like this video, of course, it means a lot to us. And then go check our other links in our description below for our other social media pages. We have TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We have the whole shebang. So just go check out our links, really. And yeah, and if you'd like to see some of our older videos, please go ahead. Just don't talk to us, fam. And yeah, I can't believe it's almost been 2 years now. That's crazy.
It's wild.
So I'm thankful to everyone who's been along our journey with us, and we can't wait for all the new people as well. And yes, this is M. This is Julie. We forget to tell you.